Let's go really deep into the details of each of these friendly backrooms entities. This includes their habitat, behaviors, potential origins, best ways to interact, and real encounters as reported by wanderers. 1. The Wretched Warden. Habitat, Level 906, The Reverie. Behavior, Guardian, Protector, Silent Guide. Friendliness Level, 10 out of 10, Extremely Friendly. Description: The Wretched Warden is a tall, humanoid entity shrouded in tattered robes that seem to be woven from mist and shadows. Its face is rarely seen, but those who claim to have looked beneath it to describe hollow eyes glowing faintly like embers in the dark. Despite its intimidating appearance, the Warden is a protector rather than a predator. It is usually encountered in Level 906, a dreamlike sanctuary hidden within the backrooms. Those who have visited Level 906 describe it as an endless, surreal expanse of ruins bathed in golden twilight, where echoes of past realities linger like whispers on the wind. The Warden wanders these ruins, safeguarding lost travelers from threats. Behavior and abilities. The Warden never speaks, but communicates through gestures, nods, and movements. If a wanderer is in danger, the Warden will physically step between them and an attacking entity. Some claim that the Warden can teleport short distances, appearing suddenly when needed. When a wanderer is too weak to walk, the Warden has been seen lifting them and carrying them to safety. The faint, low humming sound it produces has a calming effect, reducing fear and panic. Best ways to interact. Follow its guidance. If it gestures in a direction, trust it, it's leading you to safety. Stay respectful. Don't try to attack or test its limits. Some claim that humming softly back at it results in a warm, approving nod. Real encounter report. I was being chased by something fast. My flashlight was dying, and I could hear the thing's claws scraping against the walls. Just as I thought I was done for, I turned a corner and saw it. The Warden. It raised one hand, as if to tell me to stop. The thing behind me must have seen it too, because suddenly the chase ended. I don't know what the Warden did, but that thing ran the other way. I followed the Warden after that, and eventually, I found an exit. I owe it my life. 2. The Mangled. Habitat, Level 6, Lights Out, Level 8, Cave Systems. Behavior, Curious, Non-Aggressive, Silent Observer. Friendliness Level, 7 out of 10, Creepy but Harmless. Description: At first sight, the Mangled looks like a nightmare, a twisted fusion of metal, wires, and flesh, as if it had once been human but was forcibly merged with technology. Its long, mechanical arms drag along the ground, while its head, if it even has one, is an unrecognizable mess of cables and torn fabric. Despite its terrifying appearance, it is not hostile. Instead, the Mangled appears to be endlessly curious about humans. Wanderers report that it tends to follow them from a distance, peeking around corners, lurking in shadows, or even mimicking their movements in a distorted, unnatural way. Behavior and abilities. Doesn't attack, only watches. It maintains a consistent distance of 10 to 15 feet. If a wanderer stops moving, the Mangled sometimes crouches or tilts its head, as if observing more closely. Has been reported to mimic sounds, such as footsteps, breathing, or even whispered words. Will not enter well-lit areas, preferring to stick to the shadows. If directly confronted, it will retreat rather than engage. Best ways to interact. Don't panic. It's not trying to harm you. Some have successfully befriended it by leaving small objects behind. If it gets too close, stepping into the light makes it back away. Real encounter report. I thought I was being stalked by something deadly in Level 6, but after a while, I realized it wasn't attacking. It was just watching. Every time I moved, it moved too. Every time I stopped, it crouched. It was almost like a lost dog, unsure of whether to approach or flee. I left behind a small flashlight, and when I turned back, it was holding it. I don't know if it understood, but it seemed almost grateful. 3. Jerry, the blue parrot. Habitat, mostly in level 1 but has been spotted in level 4 and level 11. Behavior, intelligent, playful, trickster. Friendliness level, 10 out of 10, pure joy, but watch out for his cult. Description: Jerry is a bright blue macaw who has an uncanny ability to speak fluently in human languages. Unlike most entities, Jerry does not appear to be a creature of horror. He is playful, curious, and intelligent. Many wanderers describe Jerry as a much-needed source of happiness in the backrooms, especially in otherwise desolate areas. Behavior and abilities. Jerry speaks in full sentences, sometimes giving cryptic but useful advice. Has been known to cheer up wanderers by repeating encouraging phrases. Enjoys perching on shoulders and playing with small objects. Strangely, those who stay around Jerry too long develop an unnatural attachment to him. This is why his followers exist. The followers of Jerry, warning. Jerry's charisma is so strong that some wanderers devote themselves to him, forming a cult-like following known as the followers of Jerry. These individuals believe that Jerry is a divine being and will aggressively try to convert others. Best ways to interact. Talking to Jerry is safe, but don't stick around too long. His cult might notice. If Jerry lands on you, he considers you worthy and will stay close. If you hear people chanting his name, leave. Real encounter report. I was losing my mind in level 1. The endless corridors were too much. Then I heard it, "Hey, don't give up." I turned, and there he was. A blue parrot, just sitting there. I laughed. I actually laughed. He said more stuff, random nonsense, but it made me feel human again. If you find Jerry, count yourself lucky. Final thoughts. The backrooms are full of terror, but not everything in them is out to get you. Some entities, whether by accident or nature, help lost wanderers instead of hunting them. If you ever find yourself in the backrooms, encountering the wretched warden, Jerry, or the mangled might just save your life.